Hey, Volley.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hello.
Hello, who?
Hello! Where the hell was I going with that?
You
Okay.
sound like you're
Uh,
constipated, dude.
I.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, hello everybody. My name is Baylor Band, so welcome to the B&B Tavern Show, Baylor's Blades, where we take extraordinary people of superior countries to play D&D. Once again this week, I am joined by Cognitive Merchant.
Hey.
And the folks at Bloodthirsty Puppets.
Woo.
Hello.
And once again, we are back here playing the A team of D&D, which is the team, this team, that exact team, all the teams, A+1, A1 sauce. Has anybody tried A1 sauce? It's interesting. Anyway, so with that being said, we're back into the groove of things. When last we left our heroes, they have saved in an unconventional way of bouncing on beds and burning people alive, and maybe a tavern. Save the ambassadors of the visiting kingdom ally, as they thank you and offered you a place to stay if you ever come visit their kingdom. So, with that being said, you received your money from the guy who I have the name of here, not in this. TM notes are all over the place. It's Makir, right? Yeah, Makir. Yeah, Makir Beard.
Yeah.
Makir Beard. You learn that he is trying to shut down this black market and hunt down this infamous serial killer, Shia LaBeouf. And he is known to be found near a restaurant that is ran by this man named Morgy Morg in Morgan Canaan's Mess Hall, which is sort of a dimension. It's a basically magnificent mansion turned into a restaurant, and basically he finds his killers there, and you guys are on the way. You stop by Silver Unicorn, got some fancy stuff. And then, long story short, you noticed somebody was studying from afar this black market, and this is where we are right now. Our friends are in carriages and horses as you guys are making your way to the black market, nearing maybe about, give or take, maybe let's say 80-90 feet away from it.
Have we decided whether to leave the cart behind and carry on foot, or are we riding into that black market?
I honestly don't remember, but I feel like going in a cart probably wouldn't be a great idea. We're trying to blend.
Let's leave that behind, out of sight somewhere, and maybe proceed on foot.
You want
Yes,
to
I think
a cart
you good idea.
in an abandoned alleyway near a black market.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll still be there afterwards?
No.
What's the terrain around like? What's the terrain around us like?
Right now, you guys are sort of in a less to be desired alley. It's very grubby, not very sanitary. This is like sort of a very like less visited part of the city kind of place where you go, where like you definitely see people sort of walking about, but you know these are pretty shady folk. They're probably coming in and out of the black market. It's about. Let's say it's about close to night sky but evening, so it's like dusk, if you will.
Okay. Where we would have got off the cart, is there a tree line or anything like that we could maybe take the cart into off the road?
Like a tree line, as in like just some place to just like tie the cart to or something.
I'm thinking more take the cart into the tree line and try to camouflage it.
Yeah, make a perception check for something along that lines.
Okay.
Finding them stats. Gotta find them frickin' stats. There's so many.
Is that be a 12? An 11 even?
At 11. Okay. You look around. There's not hard. This is a more city area, so there's not like a lot of vegetation in this area. But you do find sort of a lot of like crates that are like to the side that are sort of just stacked about in different ways. You could probably maneuver the cart in between some of the crates to sort of just hide behind one of the hills of crates.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that and try to
Indiana Jones this shit.
try to put some stuff around it. Yeah.
All right.
Do our best to camouflage it.
All right. So you go ahead, maneuver that. What do you do with the horse?
I think we should take the horses with us. You stable them somewhere.
I'm not sure whether they'll be.
So we're just going to
anywhere
leave the horses there with the cart where we can't really camouflage them because they'll be moving and pooping and...
Do we have any food for them?
I mean, you have some.
We have no way of hobbling the horses. We don't know who we can trust them with.
Would there
We're going to do something
potential?
with them.
Would there be a potential for me to possibly know a slightly dodgy stable keeper here in the black market?
Hey, I can keep your horses real good. I can keep them,
Yeah.
nice and safe. Don't worry about it.
Like someone that
$5 gold. That's all I ask for.
like someone that Ducky would trust not to screw her over.
Make a history check
Oh,
with
no.
advantage. With advantage.
Oh yay!
Because this is something you haven't visited this in a while, but you've frequented it a while back.
That's really good. I got like advantage because that was a 2 or a 12, so I'll go for the 12.
All right, fair enough. With the 12, there's not really any like dodgy stables, but there's no like bootleg stables or whatever where like keep your horses real safe.
There's no one here that I would trust. That's fine.
Yeah, you yourself being a killer, you have known not to easily trust people. But as you guys say this, I would like you guys to make a perception check.
Oh no!
That would be a 14.
Natural 20 on a die. 24.
11.
Hey, first nat 20! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Alright. So, nat 20, 14, volley and
21.
thirsty? Okay.
11.
Okay, 20. Everybody but Ducky notices the humanoid figure about average 5.5 feet tall. That was sort of
Hey, you're a tall one.
yeah, that was sort of like observing with the telescope sort of what was going on in the back. Walk over to you guys and says I couldn't this person walks over and you hear a female voice, but you can't make out the face, it's shadowed. But you hear I heard that you're trying to I can hold on to the horses for you if you like. I know I'm a total stranger, but if you're trying to do investigations, maybe in exchange you can give me some information on a specific pop-up shop that's in the black market.
Hang on a minute. You want us to give you our horses and give you information? That doesn't seem particularly smart to me.
I know it's maybe a stretch, but like maybe I've been doing this all by myself and it's been so hard. Is there any way I can? Is it maybe possible I can hold on to those horses for you as you retrieve information? I'm a trustworthy person, totally.
Would I be able to check if they're telling the truth?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Insight. Ugh, 9.
Seem pretty truthy.
Scales will step forward towards them, put out a hand to shake their hand.
She does
they-
the same.
As she goes to shake my hand, he casts dancing lights around his hand to illuminate her face. Just gentle lights, just spinning round our hands.
As you do this, the hood is still darkened, actually.
Oh, that sounded way camper than I meant it to. Mmm.
Bitch.
Why are you hiding your face? Surely, if we're to trust you, there should be some mutual trust here going on.
Perhaps you're right, but somebody who would be... I don't think you'll find a more trustworthy person than me here, to be very honest and brutal.
So what you're saying is that in exchange for looking after our horses, you would like us to retrieve some information?
Yes, that's correct.
And what is this information that you would like retrieving?
The information I would like retrieved is there's a specific, unique arms dealer that seems to be stealing some silvered weapons, and selling. Essentially, what they're doing is hunting down lycanthrope people and killing them and selling them for their meat.
Right.
And it's sort of a double business. They sell this meat and they develop and create silvered weapons to they fine tune them, or they make them almost practically a one hit kill hazard for these people. You know, granted, some lycanthrope people are not great or anything, but they're not all bad either. No, not all one group can be bad.
So I take it that their little business is not quite above board?
No, they're...
we're in the black basket. No.
No, it's
Well,
clear.
come now, Ducky. Some of the business taken here is just frowned.
Good sport.
Oh,
frowned.
and you would know, would you?
Well, it's an open secret. The black market operates with the knowledge of the authorities.
Huh. Sure. So I take it that you don't want to be hunted and killed by these weapons?
Well, I'm not.
You are a lycanthrope, aren't you?
No, but my husband is.
Ah.
As I'm still holding her hand.
He was.
As I still have hold of her hand, and I've been trying to study her body language and what I can see of facial features. Can I do an insight check to see whether she's telling the truth?
You can do it, and with advantage.
Crit.
Yeah. It's weird. It's kind of like you weren't expecting to find anybody very sincere or earnest about their intentions, but she kind of sounds like... She doesn't sound like she's much help, except for the fact that she's honest, and that's a winning factor already compared to all the other sleazier people that you could find in the black market.
Okay. Listen, I feel you're telling me the truth, and I think this is something that we could look into while we're there. What may I call you?
People call me Slough.
Slough.
SLOW.
Okay. So you just need to know who these people are, or...
I need to know who these people are and where they hunt down these people. If I can find where they commonly hunt these folks, or where they tend to stay around, then maybe I can try to get them back or something. I'm not asking you to help me hunt down these people, but if you can at least give me a head start. I've been visiting this black market for 3 weeks and yet to obtain any certain information. I've gotten close a couple of times, but nothing of the sort.
Okay.
Okay.
In exchange for looking after our horses and cart, we will do this for you. And I look round the others for agreement.
Yep.
Can't see a reason why not.
We're going there anyway. We may as well have an extra snoop around.
I thank you very much. May I ask, what do I call you, so that way I can call your name in case there is any dangers with the carts or the horses?
I like give a really deep bow and kind of roll my hand in front of myself and say, I am Scales, Airbender, Dragonborn Bard.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, thank you very much, Scales. Well, I will look after these. I will look after the cart and the horses as carefully as I can be. And I do have some weapons about me. I do have a dagger and a hand crossbow. So I'm not totally, and I do have some martial arts skills, if you will. So I am able to sort of hold my own. But if you can do it in a timely fashion, I would definitely recommend that. Let's see. It's currently, we'll say for the sense and for all intents and purposes that today is Thursday, in the days of the week. In this minute, this is the busiest day that they sort of keep. The people that oversee and protect the black market have guards heavily patrolling as usual. So any behavior that may seem out of what they're usually used to seeing may be looked into more harshly than other days.
Okay. Before we go,
Yes.
we are. If you've been wandering, trying to find information. We are looking for a tavern that appears and disappears. Have you heard of this?
Morgan Kindness Mess Hall, yes.
Yes.
My husband
Have
used
you
to frequent it.
Have you any idea of how we would gain entry there?
Well, it's a... He sometimes... He does some shady business, but he doesn't involve himself too much. He's very third party about it. So he tends to be, whatever is sort of like the middle point between the black market and more civilization he tends to go for. So that way it sort of blends in where, he'll do 2 or 3 dealings at a time, and then it'll be inconspicuous amongst the crowds of families and couples and other groups of people just going to get a meal or a drink.
Would you know where this might appear so that we could gain entry to the place?
If you come back alive, I'll personally take you there.
Okay.
That sounds like a bloody great idea. Let's go do it.
I have heard that coming back alive does move the plans along quite nicely.
Uh-huh.
I would say.
So how close are we to this black market?
About 80 or 90 feet.
I'm going to move and hide behind the cart for a minute, and I'm going to move my hands in front of my face and twirl it all over my body. I'm going to walk out from back behind the cart again after having cast disguise self on myself, and I look like a 3'4" version of Greebow.
Okay.
Because I don't want to walk into the black market looking like me.
Oh, sure. That's fair.
And Scales literally he pulls his robes and cloak a little bit tighter, puts his hood up, just to try and hide more of the golden scales.
How clean does your cloak look?
You are getting a little bit of a glow from the flames that are the torches that are keeping the street illuminated.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow's going to pick up some dirt and throw it at Scales.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Is Gromor also clean?
Gromor's a little less clean because he's more hands-on kind of tactical fighting. So he's a little more grubby, but
All right, the 3'4" version of him throws mud at him.
Yeah.
For,
So is this
It
the
glances
plan?
harmlessly off of my enchanted cloak.
Oh god damn it!
So is this the plan for us to look scruffy and urchin-like?
Yes.
I just don't think that walking in literally covered in gold is a particularly good idea. We don't want to get
Okay,
mugged.
well,
We want to give any indication that we're worth any sort of money.
Could you all just like you see like slight glowy cheeks on his golden scales, and he said, could you all just stay on this side of the cart for a moment? And he Scales walks round to the other side of the cart so that you can only kind of see him from the shoulders up, and takes all his robes off, and just gets in the mud and dust, and you just see dust flying up everywhere. He's just dulling down all of his scales and rubbing his clothes in the dirt, and then just stands back up.
Oh god, this is like that Prince of Thieves scene where they rub the horse shit on themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Lovely.
So now all his scales are all dulled down with the dust, and he's looking all dirty and definitely, not his usual gleaming self.
Point of inspiration.
Okay.
I was gonna pick up some more dirt either way, rub it on his head, and say, "Mister." I love it.
Well, I think we're ready to go.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Best
I'll,
of luck.
I'll be damned if I'm going to make myself look like a filthy peasant, but I just shrug up my cloak.
Slough comes
I
up to you and
duplicate the
says, "Best
same.
of luck."
Like I'm literally trying to duplicate all of his movements.
So Slough says, "Best of luck to you guys. Is there anything else I can help you with, or is there any? I know a little bit about the black market and whatever information I can provide. Just, do you have any last minute questions? I might be able to know."
Is there anybody from your previous investigations that we should go and speak to regarding these hunters of lichen?
No, I don't have any connections.
Okay.
Wow. Apparently you weren't on very good terms with your husband then.
My husband was killed by these people, not friends with them.
Well, yes, but surely he would know someone who knew something about them. You know, they hunted him.
Yes, but we didn't know these people existed until he was hunted.
Yes, we mean his friends. The others who were hunted.
What, you mean his friends who are dead as well?
Oh, they're all dead. Ah, doesn't sound like we'll be able to do much good, does it?
No.
Vengeance, shut up. Sorry. Vengeance, of course.
She kind of takes a deep sigh just to restrain from the frustration.
I just want to know what we're doing, you know. You know, if it comes to, do we want us to report back or brutally murder this bastard?
If I
You can
had,
do that.
I would much appreciate killing this person. If
I'm up for that. And she raises her tiny little arm.
happy to help in any way I can.
As if the mirroring works the other way. I also raise my arm and volunteer.
So,
Anybody else like to ask her any more questions before we go?
Do you happen to know what the name of the shop is or anything like that?
it's something's keep.
Something is cheap.
No, keep. Something's keep.
Something's cheap. Okay.
I don't remember.
Does that ring any bells for me?
History check again.
Oh no, I'm not really good at these. I don't have any modifiers to help.
I do apologize.
It's okay. Well, that was slightly better. That was an 18.
Alright, well, there you go. Keep. Now, back then, there was a small developing hunting group that was hunting endangered species and sort of illegal fey creatures and selling their meats, and they were called the Hare's Keep, and hare was spelled like the heir of something.
Ah, okay.
It was just some illegal family business, and that was a long bit ago. But they might have evolved, or it might be something totally different.
I don't pass on this information just yet.
Fair enough.
So, shall we go?
Yep.
I was going to ask, actually, just as a general thing, what form does this black market take? Is it like, a large marketplace underground, or like a single
It's
shop
essentially, there's a long alley that isn't habited much because of the housing and whatnot of not top quality and whatnot, so a lot of shady business is done there. It's a very lower district. The alley is very long. There is essentially, the way it looks like is that it is a very wide alley, but everything is like pop-up markets and whatnot. It's like a bazaar. There is a couple of like taverns that are built into the buildings, but the rest of the stuff is really pop-up markets along the walls of the alley. And it's not entirely well lit, so you do have to be careful. Easy for pickpocketing. Also, easy to do anonymous bartering and deals.
Okay. Okay, so I think we should set off, but just one more thing.
Yes.
Have you heard of the Dragons organization?
The dragons?
Yeah. We believe that somewhere there is an organization called Dragons. Dragons organization.
Afraid I can't ring a bell with it.
Okay, it's worth asking. And yeah, Scales just slowly heads off.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, well, you guys go ahead and set in, and immediately you are greeted with, in the immortal words of Obi-Wan Kenobi, there's never been a place filled with more scum and villainy than this place. I didn't phrase it right, but that's okay. I didn't want to get copyright by Disney.
Scum and villainy you shall never find.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Thank you. Point of inspiration for helping me out there. I'm very generous.
Dude knows his Star Wars.
Hey, I'm excited for episode 8 as well. Or is that? Yeah, episode 8. But either way, you go ahead and head in. It's full of different creatures. You see some animals of Fey descent and other kinds chained up for sale. There's just a variety of different kinds of like smells and aromas of potions and drugs, and just basically the stuff you can't find in your local bazaar, you're gonna find it here. You're gonna find all the good stuff, quote unquote. And you see, it's a wide alley, and in the middle there's like benches and circles of people gathering around like barrel fires and whatnot, discussing things and whatnot. And that's usually that's sort of like, it seems like the barrel fires that are sort of like, it's like bench, barrel fire. It seems to be what is the main source of illumination for this alley. The alley's about maybe about 60 to 70 feet wide. With you see a variety of pop-up shops to the side, people scream, people speaking, not yelling it out, but sort of speaking in loud voices like, I have this, you should come and buy this thing, and things like that, because they don't want to draw too much attention. You see guards with hand spears that look like they're dressed as though they are a proper militia, but you know this isn't proper militia people, with shoulder pads of sort of of a scaly manner, and you see just basically as you walk in, you just go like, my golly, this is pretty busy for a black market. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting for it to be sort of, a little deserted, so that way, not many people would draw too much attention. But it seems like this is a pretty well-organized, illegal crime ring of a black market. So that is what you see before you.
Okay, Scales would just like to have a little look round after walking for maybe a minute or so into the market. Could he just have a quick scan to the left and right to see what the stall holders are selling?
Yeah, as you see to your right, you do see what seems to be people saying certified firearms. You see blunderbusses, pistols, stuff like that. Things that you've only seen Curiarty tamper with here and there.
Okay.
But nothing like, even though you don't work with weapons, like Curiarty has told you, like, oh, well, if this isn't screwed in the right way, this is going to backfire on you kind of stuff. And you see a lot of, like, those mistakes where it's like they just look like the models. And then you see, a couple of other, like, gadgets and tools that seem a little more on the dangerous side. As you look to your left, you see other gadgets. There's just like one booth that like is the lengths of two that are very long, and it has like different spherical things, and these are a variety of different bombs.
Okay. The one with the firearms.
Yes.
I'd like to go and speak to the person on that stall.
You approach a sort of you approach a human variant with a jagged scar, no iris on this eye, and just sort of like it's kind of like me with a scar. Just like hello, how may I help you today? Welcome to the farms.
It's amazing that's how you think you sound.
I just said looks like me. I didn't say sound.
Too late, they're now stuck in my head.
Alright, well, this is your hello everybody, I'm Baylor Blades from Demon Time, and welcome to Avadoc.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
I wish that they could see your face right now.
Yeah.
I'll take a screenshot and put it in post-production.
So,
Yes.
Scales just picks up the nearest medium-size firearm
You
to
pick
check
up, like,
it out.
You pick up like what looks like a sort of a revolver with like very long handle, very long tube.
Yeah.
Arrow.
And I say, so, my good sir, please tell me about this.
Oh, that there, it's like these standard pistols. He shows you the ones that sort of like you put a bullet in and then lock it back in. But this thing can carry 6 at a time. Something that's truly revolutionary. You can shoot 6 times instead of 1. That's 5 more times.
So I wouldn't have to reload each time.
Well, I mean, it would be a faster reloading. It just carries it, but every time you shoot it, you just have to click this little thing in the back, and it reloads it automatically for you, as opposed to just clicking it out and just putting it back in.
Okay. What kind of ammunition does this take?
These they carry a thing called bullets. Now these things, they're the sort of sharp metal little arrow heads that aren't attached to sticks.
What metal are they made out of? What material are they made out of?
They're made out of silvered aluminium.
Silvered, you say? Silvered. I'm in the market for some silvered metal.
Ah, I see. Well, I mean, this is not the metal. I don't sell the metal, but I get the metal and I craft it from market that's down there, maybe about 7 or 8 booths maybe pass these illegal I don't know, they look like bananas, but I know they're not bananas. They do a lot more. They send you on a trip, I'll tell you that for sure.
Okay.
So are you
A
interested in
solid
the
vote
weapon?
for stepping away from the man with the explosives and the bananas.
So, how much is this pistol?
That there right there is 850 gold. Other places will charge you for nothing because you can't find it anywhere else.
Oh, it's far out of my pauper's price range at the moment, I'm afraid.
Oh,
And I scales.
Whoa! I haven't had any. Hold on. We can negotiate. This is the black market. I'm totally gonna. I'm a chill dude. I can work. I can go with the flow. I roll with the punches. I could. Well, what are you willing to offer? Then we can work out from there. We'll let you steer the ship, me boy.
I think it would be a very low punch if I offered you even all I have on me, which is only a measly 3 gold.
3 gold?
Look at me. I'm drab. I'm in rags. I have no real money. I have 3 gold, but this looks...
Away with you then! Away! Away! I don't want to deal with people that don't have money. Away! Go! Show!
Yeah.
Die! Don't fly! Bother me!
And I walk away, but I go in the direction that he mentioned.
You just hear him just muttering, just like, people are just window shoppers, fucking bastards. So, alright.
Pay him no mind. I hear guns are for cowards anyway.
I shoot
You,
Gromor a look on his own face of disgust.
Roll a perception check, real quick, Thirsty.
17.
You see that the guy heard you, and he's just kind of going like this.
For those who can't see it on an audio platform,
Flipping the V's.
He gesticulates wildly. I gesticulate languidly back. I move a single finger inclined into the vertical plane and direct it over my shoulder.
He then screams.
I then
out,
apply a slight swiveling motion.
He then screams out, questioning your parents' marriage.
I inwardly think that's a very good question. I know very little of.
Fair enough.
I am deeply hurt inside.
And you walk away. But he sort of just goes back to what he's doing. So you go ahead and walk over there. Do you want to just go straight to the booth, or do you want to not go there right away?
Well, I think it would be a good idea to make our way over there, but maybe not directly. Maybe have a little wander through, but let's get there.
Okay. What are you when you have a little wander? What are you looking for?
Looking for Scales is looking out for any kind of silvered weaponry.
You can make a perception check. Is anybody else going to be looking for anything specific, or do you guys want to help him or anything?
I'm probably looking for whoever sold me my crossbow.
I got an 18.
Okay.
Eyes out for the bling blings.
Yes.
Bling blings. So what does that mean?
Silver,
Like
shiny things, anything that's low down that
Fair
might
enough.
be stealable.
All right. So then, in that case, gonna double check. First off, Greebow, what did you get?
18.
18. Thea.
Sorry, what am I wrong?
Perception.
16.
And then Thirsty.
12.
Okay. And then so as you guys are looking around, you do see time to time, sort of people selling just what seems to be like experimental weapons that seem to make it easier. You do see a couple of silvered weapons of the sort. You do see silvered katanas. Very interesting, sort of like agile thing. As you also see different silvered instruments, and you see shiny amulets and instruments. Some look silver, some look gold, some bronze. Just shiny stuff. You assume it's the black market. It's not just instruments and amulets. There probably is some kind of thing on them. You kind of just put one and one together with that. You do see a lot of that as you're passing by. You do see time to time pets and meats being sold, but nothing that is fitting the description yet of what you're looking for. And
Okay.
And then Volley, what is Ducky? I'm sorry, I should probably say your guys' D&D names. Ducky, what is the perception check that you made?
I made a 16.
Okay. Okay. So, as you are walking down, you recognize a sort of red skin, muscular male, older looking hobgoblin that seems to be selling a variety of crossbows and accessories for them that seem to just be only for militaristic purposes. And he's like, crossbows, I can upgrade your crossbows anytime you like. And it's your old friend. His name was Rogwin.
Rogwin.
Yes,
That's an amazing name.
Rogwin. Rogwin, was probably one of the more fair, honest people in the black market, but he knew how to hustle somebody if they didn't like him. But he liked you. He knew what you were up to, and he knew he supported entrepreneurism. So there you go.
She looks at Grimoire. Like, Grimoire, quick, say something. Give me a line, anything.
I still don't like you very much.
Perfect. I walk over to Rogwin and is like, hello, how are you?
He kind of looks weirded out because he's like, you come up a matter of fact. He's like, yes, hello. How may I help you?
We have a mutual acquaintance. She's a little short, likes the ducks, and then I indicate the crossbow that I'm holding, just like nudge and tap it with my elbow.
Oh, where'd you get that?
From our mutual acquaintance.
She's not dead, is she?
Oh, gosh, no. Of course not.
Alright, well, no, she could kill somebody with just looking at him.
Yes, I can. I was wondering, do you know of the... when I was here last, there was a particular keep, the Heirs Keep.
Alright, yeah, they're family.
Yeah, that particular family. Is there any chance that you could direct me to where they are currently working?
Ah, okay, you're looking for those folks.
Of course, I will make sure that my older companion, I'll just indicate Grimoire, like, will financially see you well for this information.
Understood. Fair enough. Well, anything for an old friend. Alright, well, I do know that they actually just started, working at, they started taking over and managing one of the taverns here. So,
Which one?
It's at called, it's a little bit uncreative, but it's called the Heirs Drink. Can't get enough of that heirs word. Those wordy folk, I never really liked them.
That might not be a problem for much longer.
Oh dear, what did they do this time?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Ducky.
Oh, well.
Thank you for your assistance, and I'm sure that you can arrange payment with my companion here, and then I'll just walk away.
No worries. Oh, are you going to pay for that?
Me? I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I also walk away.
He kind of... hold on. Alright, that's a natural 20 on intelligence. He kind of just sort of looks around. He kind of like sort of blanks out into space. Takes a like 3, 2, 1 realization moment. And then he's like, oh, wait a minute. I think that was just Ducky right there. Oh.
He's only got to beat like a spell DC of like, oh no, it's actually bugger all at the moment, of like 13. So as long as he can beat that with wisdom, he's seen through her disguise.
Right, well...
Also, you did refer to yourself as I.
Yes, she did, for a very obvious point. She wasn't trying to be hiding it from him.
Rogwin is very smart about weapons, not smart about magic, so he kind of just... So he takes everything at face value, so he just sort of was like, right, alright, that's not Ducky. It's just somebody who knows Ducky.
Cool.
So, you acquaint yourself with Rogwin again, but didn't, in a way.
Yeah.
But there you go.
She doesn't want to be blatantly obvious. She trusts him.
As you guys are walking down, do you guys scales, shadow step, grow more? Do you guys want to stop at any of the booths, or you're about to approach the silver metal providers?
Yes, the stall that had the
Bananas.
The silver trinkets.
The bonanners?
The
Bonanners?
Bonanners?
That had like...
We gotta get me a fucking bonanner.
I like saying... It's the word I say for bonanner.
Oh.
So yeah, the trinket stall. With silver pendants and whatnot that are clearly gonna probably be more than just pendants.
Yeah, you approach, you see a lot of like unique things that are just sort of like simple instruments. And you see a pocket watch, you see a Newton's cradle, stuff like that.
Okay, I will.
And it is a sort of a more it's the sort of Middle Ages why couldn't I have said this? Elvish humanoid woman who just has sort of like a cloak of many things around her.
Okay. I point to specifically the pocket watch, and then to a few other of the trinkets, and just say, "Excuse me, could you explain to me the uses of these?"
Oh yes, dearie. What specifically would you like? Again, apart from the pocket watch?
There's this pocket watch here, and then the two next to it, the two pendants next to it.
Oh right.
What is it that they?
Well, this pocket watch has a little bit of this is a pocket watch of Dimension Door. It's sort of just it saves you a little bit of time on travels. As far as the other two pendants go, this pendant makes you as heavy as a boulder and unable to be lifted. This other pendant here does vice versa.
So it makes it very light.
Yes, correct.
They
come in a pair.
Or
sold separately.
Please tell me they take the form of like BFF pendants.
Like connecting hearts.
They're sort of like in the yin yang sense, where they're like
close enough.
I just have this image of like something that's like one half is like a rough boulder with like a crack in it, and the other side is like a feather or something.
Yeah,
you put it together.
There's something really something really unconventional. It's like, that's really stretching it, guys. No, but the design works. You know.
Yeah. Someone's going to cast Identify on this one day. No, I never need to.
No.
Sorry.
how much are these two? The heavy and light pendant.
Heavy and light pendants put together is about 800 gold. If you buy them separate, it's about 600 apiece.
Okay.
Gold.
What else is there here? And I have a quick scan around. Or just say I'm looking for something that maybe could I don't know, increase my magical abilities.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well,
I think he means his potency.
I do have this, and he pulls. She pulls an amulet with like an insect sort of put inside the gem, and the insect is sort of like the beetle with the very large horn, and says this increases the radius of your spells by 60 feet.
Okay, and how much is this?
This is about 250 gold.
Okay. And I say to her, I would like to take the heavy and the light, and I would like to take this scarab necklace as well, please.
If that's it, then that's about 1,050 gold.
Yes. And I will give her 1,050, which leaves me broke.
She kind of looks a little bit surprised that you presented this amount, and she says, I'll let you keep 100 because you're so nice, and I wasn't expecting you to actually follow through on that. That's actually quite impressive.
I cast message like, you were supposed to barter with her. You look like a scrub.
And then I literally I look around at Duck and I go and I lean all the way down.
You don't need to. It's message. We don't need to. It's like
right, okay. So I just think it.
Yeah.
And I just think, I didn't know this. I'm not used to these slums. I don't know. I'm used to going to the shop and somebody just takes my measurements and makes me something beautiful. Didn't know.
I reach my arm up and like pat him as high up as I possibly can.
Probably the arse.
Like.
Yeah, just like right above the ass is like very dangerously close.
So yeah, I take them. Then I turn around and I give Grimo the heavy and light pendant. And I say...
It's two separate pendants, so like one does this and the other one does that.
Yeah, but they go together though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I pass him those, and Scale says, sometimes, we know that you're quite a shield in these battles. I think it would be a good idea to have you unmovable sometimes, and pass it to him. And just say, also, if there is an enemy that maybe is a little higher, as it were, although smelling the fragrance around here, I think most people already are, it might be worth using the light pendant and having a little jump to see whether you can reach a little further.
Are you trying to say I'm short?
Yeah!
No, just...
Completely forgetting her voice.
Slightly vertically challenged.
Why don't you give it to the gnome?
That's
a gnome.
If you, I will. I'm giving them both to you so that you can decide whether to be absolutely immovable in battle and block the way, or if you don't have ranged weapons to get to something that's maybe further up, you'll be able to swap to the other one and get to it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I grasp this. Gromor, on the other hand, is sorely disappointed in.
Okay. Well, I give him them both, and he can do what he wants with them.
I keep the amulet of Boulders, screw Eunice, and I give I give like the light, airy, fairy prance about with a crossbow one to that one, the one who will prance about with a crossbow.
Brilliant.
So what now? She can hide behind you and your gigantic shield, jump like 50 foot in the air and like float back down behind you. Is this like furthering the metaphor of jumping on the bed last week?
Yeah.
This will allow us to do some serious crouching tiger shit.
Yeah, you jump on the bed and then just float by the ceiling like some Charlie in the Chocolate Factory shit.
Wonder Woman! The Wonder Woman
She
shield.
has to burp to get down.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman shield technique. Like clang, throw. Thudunk.
Cool. So yeah, should we make our way to the main stall?
That sounds like a really good idea.
Once I'm totally satisfied that hobgoblin isn't trying to follow me.
He's not, don't worry. So I should probably tell you, Ayers Keep, they used to do like these hunting fey and endangered creatures, you know. Just information I picked up in passing. They now have a tavern called the Ayers Drink. So if this thing with this particular silver thing doesn't pan out, we can always go there and have a check.
Okay.
Just to check, are Dragonborn and Tabaxi like rare around here?
No, you see a lot of different races. You see even like kengus, which are not sociable creatures. You see humans. You see a couple of Goliaths here and here, an Ozimar, a couple of kobolds.
Fair enough. I just wanted to know that we weren't going to go into a place and be like, "Hail and well met." And
I mean, they're not.
Half of us be killed instantly.
Compared to all the other like you see a couple here and there, but it's not like they're the only ones.
Yeah, like we're not just going to walk in and people are just going to be like, "It's got a pelt."
We don't serve your kind around here. No, it's just like
nothing that tame.
No.
Scales is just terrified that someone's going to try and chop him up and melt him down.
Into a necklace.
Don't be foolish. He'll at least be a shield.
Sure. All right. Well, you guys go ahead and head on over to the booth where they're selling the silvered medals.
Yeah. I would like.
All right. You approach them, and you see sort of like a pop up like blacksmithy kind of thing. There's like they got some lava, some crates of ingots. They look like one of those pop-up shops where like they stay there and they set up and they only take the things that they need to take home away and they leave the rest of the stuff here. So you see a pixie, and sort of a very buff, tall, 6 foot tall human variant male, just sort of working away, and sort of the pixie is. It seems like the guy does more of the work, and the pixie's more of the voice of the company. Like they speak. You see the pixie just like fluttering about, conversing with people, making deals, and she goes like, "No, I said 150 gold for this, thank you," and just stuff like that. Okay. So you see that it looks pretty busy.
I don't know why. I just have like an image of The Rock and Tinkerbell.
Yes, it's actually legendary actor and WWF fighter Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is featured in our campaign. No, it's just joking. Anyway, so are you guys gonna approach him, or are you just guys gonna just observe from a distance?
I'd like to observe for a little bit.
Sure.
I'm just gonna skirt around, like see actually what's on the stall, because silvered weapons there. Or is this just the raw materials?
The raw materials. They sell the raw materials. So there's kind of like, so you see a lot of so you see a couple of the people that you saw in the bazaars at the pop-up shops earlier. The ones that run some of the pop-up shops like be there because they're buying to create more product to sell, kind of thing. So
unfortunately, I know nothing about smithing, so I'm not like, how does that work?
Yeah.
But okay. Or will I be able to like throw an arcana at that because it's a quasi-magical like thing, silvering a weapon?
Like what are you trying to make an arcana check for?
Basically, I'm trying to ascertain as to whether this silvered metal would actually be useful to make a silvered weapon, or whether it's just something they've mixed silver into and have no idea if it's going to work or not.
You can. Yeah. You can make an arcana check, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can do that as well, Ducky.
Yes. Like 7.
Shiny. You know that
really shiny.
super shiny. But you know there's the silvering of weapons, like the effect that it has on it. You can tell that you think probably the pixie helps with that. So it seems like what they're doing is that they'll have some raw silver that they'll sell, and then like on top of that you see that like the pixie will do incantations to the silvering for silvered weapons, and will sell it at a higher price.
Cool.
So do these guys in fact do silvering here?
They don't have any lycanthrope meat, so they're not really.
Did they do the silvering of weapons here? You just said like.
No, they sell the raw material.
Yeah. Okay.
I think our best bet would be is to perhaps follow some of their customers.
Yes. So as we're just to make it less conspicuous, as we're kind of staying put to observe, Scales reaches into the deep recesses of his robes, pulls out 4 small cups, like little metal cups.
Okay.
Like a traveling. Have you ever seen like one of the little traveling cocktail kits? Got, like little cups like that, and they all inside each other.
Yeah.
So he pulls out 4 of those and gives one to everybody, and then pulls out a flask of like a whiskey-like substance.
All right.
And gives everybody like a good tipple, and as he passes it, he also chills it.
The first cup you try to pass, make a dexterity save.
Dexterity save? Oh, that's probably not so good. That would be a 9.
You feel another hand just sort of whack, slap the drink out of your hand, and you notice it, and you turn and you see one of the guards here, and he's like, "None of your alcohol here. You gotta buy it from the taverns. They don't take outside drinks."
So, why did I bring this then? I did not know this.
Well, then you should have read the rules. Huh?
And
I walk up to the guard and I just palm him like 5 gold. I think you'll find that this is more than enough to oversee this infraction.
Scales is.
He sighs it up and he says, "Very, very well, but none of this fuckery with the drinks bringing in from outside. You gotta get it from the tavern, but I'll overlook just this once."
Most appreciated.
And just keeps walking on by.
Wow, seemed to have gotten way stricter since I was here last. I mean,
as he turns and leaves, a glowing penis just appears on the back of his jacket.
That is the best thing ever.
You see a couple of like people just
like,
sort of like
like when you go to Vegas and you have the neon signs.
Yeah.
That do that. It's like that. It's a penis, and then flashing is a little squirt.
Oh,
Pissy or jizzy?
Yes. Is it a pissy cock or a jizzy cock? Who knows?
Yeah, you don't.
Your discretion.
you see people kind of like snickering and laughing, and some of them kind of like gasp, just like shit. It's just like, who did that kind of thing. Nobody really tells. Everybody kind of looks at you because you're also glowing. A little bit, but they say nothing. They just kind of just sort of give you like an acknowledging nod, like, we are the people kind of nod, like, yeah, I see you.
I pick out the eye line of one or two of those people in the crowd, and I nod and I do like a wanker sign at him.
Oi oi! And say, yeah.
Bastard. Yeah, so we just take our time to just kind of watch this stall for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Everybody quickly goes back to like what they were doing and whatnot. It was amusing, but it wasn't too amusing.
Do we see anybody going and buying quite a lot of silver from them?
Make a perception check.
I assume that's all of us, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
14.
13.
19.
Yeah.
19.
Hey.
What'd you get, Ollie?
19.
Okay. You do notice. You do notice a sort of very stout halfling. That has mutton chops, male. Very like sort of overcoat kind of thing, blue with very silvered white kind of lining for where like the buttons would go and where the jackets, stuff like that. And he has like suspenders, white shirt, and just some casual pants. And
braces for the English out there. A pair of braces.
Fuck's sakes. I'm
Braces,
done with
trousers.
this.
Because otherwise, that is a completely different image, Baylor.
Yeah, it rapidly becomes a very different outfit. He stands there in an overcoat, underpants, and suspenders.
It's literally throwing something at the camera.
Literally
A pair of
throwing
braces.
braces at the screen.
Whatever, guys. What do you call them?
Braces.
Brazers.
Braces.
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 Okay, you see him wearing braces.
Yeah.
On his teeth or on his chest?
Fucking.
Or on his left
That's not.
neck.
Let's not make this worse. I'm sorry.
We could just make a whole episode of just fucking with our vocabulary. Okay.
So we see this guy. Is he buying quite a lot of?
You see him with a couple of like taller, like you see him with like a dragonborn, a couple of dragonborns that are helping him carry it because he's like a really short dude.
Is he wearing heels?
No.
Just thinking.
Disadvantage on the next roll.
I'll take that.
Well earned. Well earned.
No, I'm just joking. I don't do that kind of silly nonsense. But I just may as well just either way. So that he's this short little dude, right? And he has a couple of dragonborn, one of a sort of sapphire blue scales and one of black scales, and they are carrying one crate at a time. The crate's about maybe it's probably about the size of 5 DM kits.
Okay. Specifically from
which you can find at cognitivemerchant.co.uk.
I love how that's going to become a meta unit in this game.
Oh, God.
How big is it? About the size of a DM kit. Oh, okay.
The DM kit. If you add the double dice roller extensions, maybe about worth like 3.5. For longer.
Check out Cognitive Merchant Patreon for more information.
Yes. What is that address again?
Just search Patreon for the Cognitive Merchant.
I'm sorry, one more time, so that way we can make sure it's crystal clear and golden. That you can also find this link probably at cognitivemerchant.co.uk. If you want to keep up, please follow them at Cognitive Merchant on Twitter. So, with that, if you also need a couple of other updates, be sure to check them out on their blog.
I just to hammer in the point, we're about to pass the cognitive merchant like leather stall in this like Black Ops area.
Yeah. Also, be sure to
Just
check
to
out.
hammer home the plug.
We are also going to be soon giving away some dice bags from cognitivemerchant.co.uk. With that being said,
Greebow turns over his shoulder and says, "Look, it's the Merchants of Cognition."
Yeah. With that being said, you see him sort of like, you're just sort of like, he has a monocle on. It's just like very posh. Just got a bowler hat, and he's like, all right there. Now you two need to follow me, and let's get it back of the tavern. Need to stop building up those weapons for the displays and killing. So follow me,
Has Scales just heard him say that?
Yeah, he's very brash.
Okay, then Scales puts on a gruffer voice, as gruff as he can possibly manage, and he hunches up his shoulders, and he literally like stomps
what's up?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah. And he stomps over to the stall. And he said, "Oi, I need like some silver, because I've got a bit of a werewolf problem, and like I just want to kill him. I want to kill him and then cook him." And he's acting as dumb and thick as possible, and he's
roll me a deception. Roll me a deception.
Oh no, come on, that's got to be performance.
Yeah, let's make that performance.
Yeah, all right. Roll me a performance.
That would still be an 11.
I haven't got inspiration.
Oh, and I have inspiration.
You do. You have a fate die.
So, what die is that? What die do I add? Is it a D6, like my own inspiration?
No. You fate die. You just get to re-roll it again. It's basically advantage.
Well, that's better. That's a 21.
Olivier, that shit. Bam.
Looking to kill. Well, I mean, I could always use some more hired hands. So, well, you look like a strong fellow. He just sort of pats you on the elbows. Oh God! And he just sort of like wipes off some of the mud from your scales off his hands. And he's like,
so, do I get to kill the Harrys?
Yes, you most certainly do get to kill the Harrys, my good old boy. Well,
I ate them.
Alright, well, if you need some weapons, let's go ahead and start talking. You can talk business at my tavern. Do follow me. Come.
I've got myself a little posse together.
Oh.
To kill these wolfies. Can I bring them with me? Because some of them are better at the thinking than I am.
It's probably a safe choice.
Very
well. Bring your friends.
I turn and I look directly over my shoulder at them and give a little cheeky grin and a wink, like, ding. and then look back.
He hasn't turned around at any point, by the way. So he just saw you just go like that.
Go, come on over, guys. We're getting to kill some werewolves. And I beckon everybody over.
Oh, goody.
2 halflings and Zabaxi.
Yeah. Well, the cat's all right. And the halfling's definitely got little man syndrome. And well, there's a secret about the gnome.
I'm not going to look at my own race. You know,
She gets about a little bit, if you know what I mean.
I reflexively like grab hold of like the crossbow, just like clutching my knuckles on it, like.
And I nudge him in the ribs, like quite hard, like because I want to pretend like I'm strong. So I nudge him in the ribs quite hard, and I go, "Yeah, she's she's the small package, good things coming."
Right. Excellent. Well,
I begin to like inadvertently string the crossbow, like pull up the tension.
Well, we'll see what if my friend has any
Please
positions.
tell me that the
open
sky
for-
starts slipping.
So with that, he says, "Well, come along. Well, tonight's a hunting night anyway, so you come at the right time."
Yeah, good. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Where are we going?
We're going to my taverns to give you some weapons.
Yeah, and so that we can hunt some werewolves with these people that hunt were-people.
Okay. Just
starting to ham it up to them, like trying to make sure everybody understands what the ploy is.
I think I'm gonna walk up to Scales and put my hand on his arm and just electrocute him. Like that. I'm gonna cantrip like shocking grasp you. It's like, stop that.
Yeah, he's he'll definitely like that.
I'll use message like, I remind you I can do this anywhere on your body. Keep that in mind.
Go ahead.
Just a little buzz.
Well, with that being said, he gestures to you guys to come along as you walk along with him and the other two Dragonborns. And he says, like, "Oh yes, I didn't quite catch your names. What are your names?"
I'm Biff, the boisterous.
Biff.
But yeah, people just call me BB.
We're the B team.
Yeah, like we were gonna be the A team, but then apparently I bring it down a bit. So we thought A minus, but then we thought no. So we're the B team.
Right.
Don't, for God's sake, don't tell him that there are 9 teams. He doesn't know that many letters.
Well, my name is Dancelong.
Dance along.
Dancelong, yes, Dancelong, last name Dobbin.
Of course.
Dance along, Dobbin.
That's right.
Man, I don't want to ask, but does that correspond with the name that I know this like dodgy mafia type family business matched?
Make a history check.
Oh man, natural 20, so 20.
These are these people this is the people that run the Air franchise, basically.
Going along with my crit, do I happen to know how many of them there were?
The people that you know so far was that it was the husband, the wife, the husband's 2 brothers,
holy shit, hubby, wife, 2 bros, yep.
And then there's 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls.
Awesome. I feel like I might have shared that information with the rest of the group. Oh man. In a quick fervent whisper, it's like, I think there's maybe 10 of them. We can take that, right?
I will use message as well to communicate with Ducky and just say, I'm so sorry about the ruse. I just really decided to sell it, and maybe I over-egged the pudding a little. But yes, I mean, if there's 10 of them and they think that we're with them, maybe we can take them by surprise or get them off one by one, as it were. Didn't mean that to sound so dirty.
Sure. As long as they're not getting off in the package, that good things coming.
Yeah.
Somewhat disturbed. The small package good things come in looks exactly like me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now I feel a lot less bad.
And as you guys are having this chit chat and whatnot, you enter into you are approached by a green roof red brick building with the sign of the Airstrink in a wooden pattern, and as you enter the wooden double doors, you are greeted by just sort of music, really like just like your local bastards and whatnot, just people just having a good time, eating some very rare meat, as you see some of the meat hung about covered in spices and whatnot, and some of the silvered weapons displayed, like the swords crossing on the shield kind of thing, cool designs, whatnot. And you see some of the you see, like, sort of in the back area there's like an arms deal thing, and then there's like a back area. So in the room it's like, so let me break this down. So around the walls is sort of, it is a very high roof tavern with like a large chandelier, and in the middle is a stage with a band playing some classic tavern music. Around is a bunch of tables of people talking, eating, and drinking. There's servers of different kinds. You see like 4 or 5 other dragonborns that seem to be sort of like their personal like bouncers, and then on top of that you see some halflings that are really well-dressed halflings. You assume the well-dressed halflings are the ones that are in the family. You do see a couple of the family you assume what are family members working the back. So there's 2 back corner booths. One places the orders and drinks and whatnot, and the other one is the arms dealers. And then then back there's a door which you assume leads into sort of their personal area where there's storage and offices and stuff like that. As you enter, you hear a dance along yell out, "Dethelda, we have some new arms for hire. Make them feel at home and treat them to a spot." And you will find out what is entail of hunting these lycanthropes next time.
Oh!
No!
No!
So with that being said, we are probably, just so you guys are aware, the audience at home, we are probably going to be moving to Twitch on over, thanks to the power of Bully!
Welcome.
So, with that, we're just trying to keep up with the times, as some people would say, but either way, please go support Bloodthirsty Puppets, please go support cognitivemerchant.co.uk, and if you like us, please follow us at twitch.tv/bnb_tavern, or please like, comment, subscribe here, but really just like do whatever we won't force you to. But either way, thank you once again, fabulous players, for coming on by, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!
Oh, yeah.
This is the exit dance. Dun 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 dun. Ah.